All right. Yes, guys. How is it going? So, in today's video, we are going to be talking ads. I am going to show you the best ad strategies for coaches right now. And before we get into it, I'm going to give you a little rundown why I love running ads and why or when you should be running ads as well in your own coaching business. So, I love running ads, man. I've just come back from Italy. I was on holiday, 4 days, camping in the mountains of Italy. It was really, really cool. You'll see it in my last video. And just before I went, I wrote up a new ad set, wrote up a new bit of copy, created a few variations, a few different images, ran it, and it was really, really, really effective. And while I was on holiday in the mountains doing fun stuff, I had new buyers, because that is how this ad funnel works. It's buyers, it's not just leads. New buyers paying me every single day, coming into my world, who will eventually become high ticket clients. While I was doing nothing, it was great. And that's the beauty of ads. A lot of the time, coaches will get to a point where, especially if their offer's great, they've got a machine that's running well, they'll get to a point where they don't really need to do anything else other than drive more volume into the machine. Eventually other things break and things change. But at that point, they just need to kind of drive more people into the machine. And a lot of the time, people are afraid of running ads, right? I've been in business mentorships over, the past loads of years. And very often people will kind of try and put the goalpost really, really far ahead. I think it's so business mentors don't need to teach you ads because they can be complicated, and it just makes their life simpler. And and they put fear into people. They're saying, oh, you're just going to be wasting money if you're not already at 20K or whatever else. I don't think the when you should or shouldn't do ads, it really is down to revenue at all. Obviously, you need the money to be able to invest into ads. But that should be coming back to you anyway. The biggest thing that I think you need before actually running ads is an offer that works. So if you're totally new and you've never really sold the thing that you're selling, and most of the time what happens in this case is you've got an audience and they're not buying, and you think, oh, I just need ads. You probably don't need ads. You probably need a better offer and you need to sell it better first. Because if you can't sell to an organic audience, people that already know you, you're going to have a really, really hard time selling to a cold audience that have come through ads. When people come through ads, they have like this default level of cynicism that you have to then get over. And it will just be a waste of money. But if you've got your offer dialed in, it is selling, it is working. You've got your messaging clear as well. So you're putting stuff out and you are being able to make sales organically as well. And you've got the machine working. So people coming, you know where you need to send them and they are signing up. Then ads is just going to be fuel for the fire. It's just going to be driving more people into the machine that is already working. When we're at that spot, that's when we want to run ads. So if you're there, this video is going to be really, really useful for you. And if you don't actually know who I am, because I know that's sometimes how YouTube works, you might have no clue. My name is Louis, by the way, and I have been in coaching in different niches for many years now. I have sold $1 million of my own products, and I have helped my clients make way more than that collectively. Nowadays, I help coaches create idea-driven businesses, not force-driven businesses, not generic businesses, but businesses based on their unique ideas that attract perfect fit clients. So now that that's all out of the way, let's get into it. The best ads to scale your coaching business in 2025. Let's go. So here's what most people are doing, right? So when you're thinking of ads, you might be thinking of one of these three things. You might be thinking Instagram profile ads. These are the classic ones nowadays that people are running because honestly, they're very simple. You press one button on Instagram and you're now running ads, and you're being seen by more people. They're okay, but we're going to go into why they're not the best in a second. The other one is ads directly to a call, right? You might think, okay, maybe I just need to send basically my call booking link and like a post that has my offer to the world and see who comes through. Can be very, very expensive. And again, we're going to go into why that's not ideal. And finally, it is ads to a lead magnet, ads to something free. So you get the email and then you can hopefully sell them on the other side. These are the kind of the three options that most people are faced with when it comes to thinking about what ads to run. We're going to go into why each one of these is not the one that you want to be running right now. And then we're going to go into what do you actually want to be running. So Instagram profile ads, again, the benefit of this, right, is they are very simple. And honestly, I wouldn't even push you away from this. Many of my clients, before they've got everything set up for the ad strategy that I'm about to show you, will run Instagram profile ads because they are so simple. They don't have to be very expensive. And if you've got a really good piece of content that's done well organically, it makes sense to be able to pay for a little bit extra distribution. So I'm not against Instagram ads, but as the real strategy with your ads to scale, I don't think they're the best. And here's why. Number one, we have very, very little control compared to, normal ads that, especially the ads I'm going to show you, you don't have a huge amount of control and you're kind of just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what works best, which isn't the best, especially when we want to start to spend, a lot of money per day on these ads. You're also paying for a lot of pointless followers. Like if you've ran Instagram ads, you'll know that like most of the people that come through are never going to buy. And the problem is as well, when they're just going onto your Instagram, you're getting people that are very, very far away from the sale because generally they need to go from Instagram to actually becoming a lead, to sometimes buying something small, and then finally being at the place where they want to actually buy your full thing, right? So there's still a huge journey that you're paying for these people, but there's still a huge journey you need to take them through. And the biggest thing that I hate about Instagram ads is you're still battling the algorithm. Yeah, you can do Instagram ads and they come in and you can message them when they've come in and you can hope to sell them straight away. But let's be honest, most people don't follow someone and pay like 2K from them straight away. And from that point, you're battling the algorithm. We all know that the algorithm on Instagram is really annoying. Like you're not certain that anyone's even going to see, or that the people that are following you are even going to see your post, right? So you can just get lost in the algorithm and it's very, very noisy. And finally, it's very, very hard to liquidate and scale. Like when we run ads, we want to be able to liquidate what we're paying very, very quickly and then push the spend up so we can actually scale them, right? And with Instagram profile ads, with everything I just said, it's very hard for that to happen. Next is ads to a call. Now, ads to a call, it may have worked back in the day, but nowadays it is very, very, very expensive for just a call, right? And you're paying a lot to get a call booked, and then you're getting on calls with people that have probably never heard of you. They might have just clicked it because they just kind of was interested, or they wanted to chat to you, or whatever else, but they've never heard of you. They just thought, okay, this could be a cool idea, and you're going to waste a lot of time on calls. And even if this does work, right, and this might not be a problem to some of you, but you end up with a program full of random people, right? Even if this does work to an extent and you get loads of calls booked and you're closing people, often if they have just booked a call randomly from Facebook, you're going to have to do some hard selling, right? You're going to have to do some Jedi mind tricks to get them into the program. And many people can do that. But the problem is you end up with people that have been hard sold, that haven't fully been bought into your program. They've just kind of done it because it seemed like a good idea at the time. And you're going to have a lot of bad fits. And you're probably going to have a lot of people that don't love you and the program, and your actual work isn't going to feel great either. So they're very, very hard to actually get working. You're going to waste a lot of time. And then if it does, you're going to end up with this program of just random people that aren't fully bought into you. And finally, ads to a lead magnet, the old lead magnets. So ads to a lead magnet, I really hate this one. You're just left in the dark a lot, right? So again, they're just getting something for free. They just have to put their email in and they get something for free. You are, again, paying for often very, very poor quality of lead. People that are just, oh, cool, that seems like a good idea. and oh nice, I'm getting £5 per lead, but you have no idea who they are. You have no idea if they're even willing to spend any money. And yeah, you're paying for random emails. You're gonna attract freebie hunters. Like, I don't know about you, right? I am someone that if I find someone that I trust and I want to work with, I'll spend thousands, 10,000 plus upfront, right, to do that work with them. If I see something that's free, I don't get it. I don't grab it because I know, because I'm a sophisticated buyer, and so are you, and many of your niches probably are as well. They are aware that if something is free, it is marketing and it is made to sell them. I've seen people that take something free and just put a price tag on the same thing and start to actually attract more people because it looks higher value, because you know what is value is it's the value attached to something. So you're literally defining it as higher value. And again, you know, we're paying for these leads, they're ending up on the email list. Unless we're really good at selling them very, very fast, it's hard to liquidate and hard to scale, right? So as you can see, these three options, Instagram profile ads, probably the best of the bunch, especially if you just want to pay for a bit of distribution and you're okay with like not having a huge amount of control. But they're not the best if we're really looking to scale. If we've really got a great offer, we've got a great program that's doing really, really good stuff, we've got a great machine that sells people, we've got a great message. If we've got all of this, you know, there's something better that we can do to really scale this thing. So overall with all of these, right, in this low trust, high competition market, it's hard to get these working consistently and actually scale. You can get people into your world with you know, all of them, but it's hard to get them to they actually go to the next level. So we're paying, but we're not prepared to then pay more and pay more and pay more, because it's hard to actually straight away take them to the next level and actually scale. With ads, you know, if we want to scale, we need to liquidate that spend fast, so we can actually put more in. So alluding to what I'm about to share, if we could create an ad system that liquidates itself instantly. So on the same day that you've spent, let's say £85 a day, you've got back £85 a day straight away. So there's very little risk. And if there is, and you don't, if there is risk, you don't have to wait 3 months to see if it's paid off. You kind of find out within that day or that week, while attracting buyers instead of leads. Instead of people that just like the idea, attracting people that have actually paid you money straight away to be on your list, to be on your email list, which shows that they are not just someone that liked the idea, but they are willing to actually pay something. Do you understand the huge difference in that? Give your email or just hit follow, or actually get out their card, write in their long card number into your website, into your landing page or whatever else, and actually purchase something. They are much, much more valuable, much more worth spending time with and spending to bring into your world. And they're much more likely to become clients. If we can do all of this, right, here's what happens. We can outspend the competition very, very fast, right? Instead of other people having to wait, you know, months before they can really see if this is working or not, because it can take that long for someone to actually become like a high ticket client. We can outspend the competition fast. We can liquidate your money fast, and we're making sure that we're attracting people that we don't know if they're going to fully buy or not, right? We don't know if they're always going to become a high ticket client or not, but we're attracting people who we know have got enough desire for what you do and enough trust with you as well to get out their card and pay for something, right? This is what I call the idea profit funnel. So what do? We utilize assets that you've already created to get them to continue to work for you. So we get these assets, right? So that could be workshops, that could be resources you've created for clients, all of the stuff that's collecting digital dust right now inside your program that is probably really, really useful for clients. We take this stuff, or the stuff that you're planning to create in the future, and we make them continue to work for you. This is so good for creative coaches who love creating assets that do work for them inside their program. It could even nowadays be like a GPT kind of bot thing that helps your clients, any of these things. And instead of just leaving it only in the program, we put them to work for you automatically outside in your marketing as well. It then programs Meta. So once we've taken these assets, right, We sell them. We don't give it away for free. We sell them. What this does is it programs Meta, because Meta is very, very good, right? Facebook ads, Meta is very, very, very good at being programmed to do a specific thing, right? So if you program it for profile clicks, it will find all of the people that will click profiles. If you program it for emails and leads, it will be very good at finding people who always put their email into things. But think about that. They're the people that we don't want. They're the freebie hunters that don't actually buy things. They're just going around putting their email in things and hoarding a load of free stuff, right? So then with this funnel, we're able to program Meta to find high quality leads that are willing to spend, buyers instead of freebie hunters, right? Because Meta's, the algorithm, I don't know how it fully works, but it knows, okay, I'm programmed to go and find buyers now, because that's what we do. We don't waste our time with people that want just free stuff. We go directly find buyers and we tell Meta to do the same, right? And it thinks I'm now programmed to go and find buyers. So guess what it does? It puts the ads in front of the people that have a history or look similar to people that have a history of actually buying things, right? How much better is that already than just people that hoard a load of free information? And I'm sure right now as you're watching this, you've got loads of people in your DMs that get every single lead magnet and they're never going to sign up. We don't want more of those people in your world. We want a list of buyers who are actually interested in solving this problem once and for all, right? Instantly, we get these buyers on your list, so there is no battling the algorithm, right? When I'm saying list, if you don't understand, I'm saying email list, right? So instead of now with Instagram having these followers coming through, and yeah, it looks cool on the outside, right? But now we're battling the algorithm, and every time we post, only 10 to 20% of those people are actually seeing the post. These buyers who are willing to spend money on this stuff are coming straight into our email list, which means that every single email that we put out, it's going to go straight into their inbox. They might even get a phone notification of it, and we have no algorithm to contend with. On the email list, it's so much better than socials because we can actually sell things. We can do links, we can sell things, we can make offers, we can segment different parts of the audience. We can do all of this different stuff, which you cannot do on Instagram or socials and everything else. On socials, especially for selling, the algorithm punishes you if you ever try and sell anything, and it gets very, very tricky. When we've got an email list of buyers, we can pretty much just put out an offer and make money kind of when we want. When done right, it adds buyers to your list daily. Because they are buyers and they're buying something, right? The ad is to go and buy a product. It liquidates itself instantly because the money that you're spending on ads is coming back to you in that day because it's finding people to buy the product that you're selling. And we're not trying to get rich off this, by the way. We do low ticket products. We're not trying to get rich off this. What we are doing is we are putting out a low ticket product, right? So people buy it. They pay for our ads so we can scale it up and get more buyers on. And then because they've bought it, they are now going to consume. Consumption creates conversions, right? Because they've actually bought it instead of just getting another free thing. Because remember, when Meta is finding them, it's going to find, okay, who's all the people that get free stuff all of the time? They barely go through it, right? But if they've paid for it, they're going to respect it. They're going to consume it. And because we are using assets that you've already created around your ideas, they are consuming your unique ideas and they are being sold on you, right? So you're running ads, the ads are liquidating themselves, and these buyers are now on your list to be marketed to, and they are consuming your great work. So if you're one of these coaches who says, clients love the work that I do, they stick around for ages, they get amazing results. I just wish that more people could see that. On the outside, it's hard for me to get sales, but on the inside, the clients love it. This is for you because you can give them a taste of what you do and get paid for it. So we do this using the idea profit funnel, right? Does that make sense? Let me just make this really, really clear because I've kind of gone into it. I've told you all the benefits. We run a funnel. We run ads to it. This funnel sells some of your assets. Let's say one on the front end asset, we sell it for a low price so they get a digital product that solves one big problem for them that shows if they've got this problem, they are going to be the perfect fit client for you. It solves that problem while they are consuming your work that you have put time and energy and love into, and you know that it works very, very well. They end up on your list, and then we can remarket to them, right? So what does it look like? Here's how mine looks, right? So first of all, we have a front end offer, right? Front end offer, mine is £5. Super low priced, because the price is not the dictator of whether this is a worthwhile lead or not. It is, are they willing to spend money? Are they willing to get their credit card out and actually spend anything, right? That's all that really matters for this front end product. We want it to be very easy to buy so we can get more people going through the funnel, but we want it to have a price tag on it so we are not searching for freebie buyers, and we're getting people that are actually willing to spend and spend with us. As they go through, because you're probably thinking £5 is going to be hard to liquidate, as they go through, they get a £22 order bump. So they go to buy the thing and it's like, wait a second, do you want this order bump? Now understand, the front end offer solves one particular problem, right? The order bump is then designed as something to help them solve it even better, even faster, and even easier, right? £22. So now if they get both of those, it goes up to 5, 6, 7, £27. And then after that, they go through to the upsell. So then they've bought that already, £27, paying for more ads. They come through and it's, hey, by the way, would you like to also get this? Something else that builds on to what they have already bought. And again, helps them get the result that they already wanted and they've already proved they wanted because they paid it. That's £47. You know, about 30 to 40% of people may grab that. And again, this is just to pay for more ads so we can scale the ads so we can pay more. And then finally, they come to the coaching upsell. The coaching upsell can pretty much be two things, right? When I'm helping clients with this, it can be two things. It can be, if this suits your niche, a membership option. Because these people have already gone through these kind of lower ticket things, the coaching upsell can be a membership option. So for me, that is exactly what I've got. Because it suits my niche, I've got a membership option, which is £50 a week that they can jump on. And they're going to be remarketed this over the next couple of days as well. They can pay £50 and then it's £50 weekly after that to join my membership to get all access to all of the content, the course and everything else, but no coaching. So all of this is digital products. But we're not trying to make our money from digital products, right? So once they've come into here, they come in, they're now in my world, and they are consuming the stuff. They're getting results from the stuff that I have already created without having to do anything else. I can then converse with them, see how they're finding it, see why they joined. And in that conversation, if there's anything I can help them with deeper, that's where I look to, have the conversation about working with them on a deeper level. One of my clients just this week launched his idea profit funnel, and after only 8 buyers coming through on a €7 product, the 8th buyer, or maybe it was 7th or something, I don't know, but within 8 of those buyers, one of them has already started to pay him €833 every single month. So he's taken them from €7, complete stranger, to €833 monthly. Right, so we run this. They come through here. All of this is designed so we can get money and pay for more ads. We're not trying to make our money on these ones. They're just paying for more ads. Here is where the upsells can happen. There's also a cool software where you can it's called Bonjoro, where you can actually send these people that grab this a personalized video, which is very helpful for upsells as well. Once they've gone through that, they go into the email sales machine, right? So then we have a email sales machine that should, by the time that we actually implement this, it should already be built out. So for me, of course it is, where over the next 12 days, they are being made an offer. So even if they don't convert into anything higher in that moment, for the next 12 days, they're being shown urgency, scarcity, social proof, everything else that they need to make a decision and join my higher ticket program. After that, they go into the sales rhythm because all of my clients, me included, we build our email list and then we run something called the sales rhythm. So we constantly make different offers, big ones, small ones, everything else that all lead to the same program. So it's only a matter of time until they convert. And then they end up in your program, the aligned offer stack. Also, as I'm running this, I retarget page views with my best Instagram content, right? So to get the best of both worlds, because it is nice to get people onto your Instagram as well, where they can see a different side to you. And a lot of the time, and you'll see this in a second, I get a lot of followers anyway just from these ads. I actually get more from these ads, to be honest. But we retarget the people that have been on the page with my best Instagram content, right? So they are constantly now, for the next like 180 days, they're constantly now being followed around with an ad set of my best Instagram content that's just going to start popping up on their Instagram, popping up on their Facebook. So they can't get away from me, and they're in my world, and they'll either follow, or that will start to build a bit more familiarity. So then when this comes back around again, they're more likely to buy. And here's what this looks like, right? So this was when I was actually in Italy. This was from the 13th of September to the 15th of September. As you can see, you know, payment. All of these payments are new buyers on my list. I don't know how many that is. And they are paying for the ads themselves. They're paying for the ads so I can run more. They're in my world, and my audience automatically continues to grow. And the more that it grows and the more effective these ads become, the more fast it can grow, because you can put more money into it. And then if we look on the other side, this was all in one day. This is the Instagram follows. So then as you can see, follow. This was all in one day. As you can see, this was like 16 hours ago here, 6 hours ago. This was not today, but this is when I took the screenshot. 6 hours ago and 45 minutes ago, as you can see. So we get lots of buyers, lots of followers. And the best part of all, the ads are already being paid for. So there's no pressure, oh my God, I better be, you know, if you're spending like £85 a day, there's no pressure, oh my God, I hope that I sign these people up over the next kind of 3 months, otherwise I'm spending so much and disappointless people. The ads are already paid for. And we can start to scale the ads up, because the more that we scale them up, the more purchases that we get. So if we get the funnel right, the ads are paid for. At worst case scenario, we are getting better leads for cheaper while still spending a bit. At best case scenario, we're actually making a little money to be able to bring all these people into our world. Best of both worlds. And I want you to realize something as well. All of these people into the world, lovely, right? But it's not just anyone. They have bought something and they are now going through that thing, which is some of my best work that they're able to consume to actually use, and it's going to actually solve a problem for them. And they're able to see, okay, this guy's legit. He's good. So if you're not a good coach, this isn't going to be ideal. Hopefully you are. So how do we actually do it? You're probably wondering that now, right? So first of all, choose a micro offer that immediately solves a single problem for your perfect client. So don't try and solve the whole thing, because it's not going to be a very great micro offer. Take one tiny part. For me, I help people create their offer with this, right? Take one tiny part of the overall process and solve it in the best way possible and turn that into a micro offer. Now, with my clients and the journey that I take them through, by the time that we implement this, they've already ran multiple micro offers, because that's part of the sales flow. So we don't have to think about this. They've already been creating assets. They've already been selling micro offers. We just need to look back and look at, okay, what was the best micro offer that you ran? Which one did really good on the front end and also good on upsells and got a really nice kind of people coming through? Cool, we use that one. And then we have order bumps, which is the cheeky little product that comes up on the checkout page on the front end. And then a upsell, which is the next page along that they start to be sold to, that complement what they've already purchased. The beauty of this is we know if they're seeing these things, they're already in the mind frame, in my case, of, okay, I need to improve my offer. So then I have different upsells and order bumps that help that too. So if I know that they're in that kind of state of mind, I give them more things that are going to continue to solve that problem, make it easier, more reliable, and everything else. So they complement what they've purchased because we understand their intentions. Next, we have a coaching offer on the back end that solves the problem quicker and more reliably. So again, this can either be membership, which will work in some niches it won't, and it might just not work in the model that you want to run. Or we run a sprint offer, which is we take a core offer, we take like one aspect of it, we break it down to like 6 weeks, 8 weeks or something, so we make it really easy for people to buy, and that gets people into our world. And from there, you know, they most of the time want to stick around because you're meant to be good at what you do. Cool. And then we have the email sales machine on the back end that continues to share proof and sells them on the coaching offer. So again, all of these people, right? as they are now, while I was in Italy, it's not just I'm bringing people into the world, they're coming into the world, and then I'm making them one of the best campaigns that I've ran, because I've taken campaigns that I've worked, I've put it into the email sales machine, and over the next 10 days, then they're being sold to, even if I'm not doing any emails. Can you see how this all starts to run on its own? Now, you might be wondering, okay, cool. I see like the outline. How do we actually run this? I see the vision, I see the outline, I see the reasons why. How do we run this? So let me give you a little snapshot. Like, we're not going to go super into detail on the ads themselves. And honestly, by the way, like, if you're going to run ads, the most important part of the ad is the overall strategy of the ads. So the funnel, where are they going? Where are we trying to send them to? What's the purpose of it? And then the offer that is on the other side of the ads. That is the most important part, which is why when I'm working with clients, as I said, the journey that I take them through, all of that stuff is actually already created, or pretty much created, by the time that we get to this stage and we start to implement this. So we just have to take the things that they've already created and start to put it together. But then we do need good ads, right? Because we need to make sure that people are clicking it. We need to make sure that it's getting people's attention, and we need to make sure it's getting the right people's attention. So here's my best ad set or campaign right now. So you can just understand what I'm running to be able to do this. That's probably going to be the best way to show you, right? So audience, worldwide English speaking. Meta is so good now at just being able to find exactly what you're asking for. The more that we kind of like go really tight with the targeting, the more that we're kind of stopping Meta from being able to do its thing. So worldwide English speaking, I had to take a few countries off of that weren't exactly my target audience. But once I did that, this was by far the best targeting. The only caveat to this is if you're completely new and your pixel or data set, I think as it's called now, doesn't have much like data. It hasn't got many, because basically if you're new to ads, everyone has a pixel. I think they're calling it data set now. You have your own, and everything that happens with your ads and the pixel, it gets more and more data, so it learns more. So it starts to see who's buying from you, and it knows everything about everyone basically. So it can just start to send the ads to more of those people. If you're new to ads completely, you may want to do a little bit of tighter targeting just to start to get a few sales through the door, because each sale is going to be more data for the data set or for the pixel to be able to then eventually go to worldwide. But I would say that eventually we want to get to worldwide with taking away all the countries that you don't want it to be showing to, but worldwide, so that we give Meta the most freedom possible. And it's as simple as this, right? I inside this ad campaign that's working the absolute best right now, I had one story-driven copy. I wrote one really good piece of copy. I locked in. It took me like 90 minutes or so, and I wrote one piece of copy that went really deep into the emotions and the story of why I created this asset that I'm trying to sell and how it helped me. I then created 3 hook variations, right? So I took the same body copy and I changed the top 2 lines to 3 different ones. And one eventually was a clear winner. And this gets responses like this. Hi, Louis. This rarely happens, but your post about the offer matrix sold me. You described my situation exactly. If this is happening, and I've got this a few times now from this single bit of copy, you know that you've written something good, because that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to give them the emotion of what this is. If you're in, like e-com, the copy's not going to be as important, but in transformational coaching, when we're really showing people that we know the way, story-driven copy wins. And then we simply play with images and videos to grab attention, and here are my 2 best performing ones, right? So they can be quite surprising. So this is one of my best performing ones. This is also my best performing hook. This is one of my best performing ones, which is just a random picture of my desk when I was staying in Bali. And it does really, really well because it just grabs attention, and the copy, and they click more, and the copy does the selling. And another one is literally so easy. I used Opus Clip or whatever it's called. I uploaded the actual thing that I'm selling, which is the offer matrix, into that. And it gave me a load of like reel style things. And I just used that video. And again, it's the same copy. underneath. It just grabs people's attention, gives them a bit of a snippet. Interestingly, this one is giving me a huge amount of follows as well. I don't know why, just what I'm noticing. That's it, guys. Let me move back to here. Guys, that's it. That is the best ad set to run, or the ad funnel, the ad strategy, whatever you want to call it, to run in 2025. It is quick to liquidate. It is making sure that you're getting the right people onto your list. And it's pretty fun to run as well. So yeah, hope that was useful. If you're interested in working together, click the link in the description and you will be able to see what it's all about. Cool. See you later.